Hello everyone and welcome to the brand new episode of GIBS. And today we have Raunak with us, an incoming student of IIM Bangalore, PGP 26. I welcome you, Raunak, in this video of GIBS. And please tell us a little bit about yourself and your educational background.
Thanks, Anand. Hi, everyone. I'm Raunak. I belong from Bihar. There is this place called Begusrai. So that is from where I belong. Most of my schooling happened in Bihar itself. So in my class 10th, I studied in a residential school in Purnia, Vidya Residential School. So you're talking about my academic background. So from childhood, I have been academically inclined student. In class 12th, I studied at Sunshine School in Muzaffarpur. So there I had 93.4%. I prepared for JEE from my hometown itself in Muzaffarpur, and I was able to clear JEE in 2017. And I joined IIT Delhi as a chemical engineer. So 2017 to 2021 was a roller coaster ride at IIT itself. It was like a wholesome experience. I explored each and everything that I could, ranging from the chemical engineering itself, and then Inactus, which is a social entrepreneurial initiative. And then I basically liked machine learning, and I enjoyed doing it. I also went to Sydney for a research internship in machine learning. In IIT Delhi, after graduation, my CGPA was 8.7. Then basically I worked with Zomato initially as a product analyst, and later on as a software engineer in the machine learning team. I delved into different kinds of problems. From my work experience at Zomato itself, I realized I needed to fill certain knowledge gaps and to understand business side of things, because technical side is something which I already had experienced, but there was a certain kind of business acumen that was missing. So I wanted to fill that gap, and I gradually decided to go for MBA. So I appeared for CAT in 2022 also, but that was without any preparation. So it did not go according to my plans. So then basically I took a gap. I basically worked at my family business with my father, gained some real first hand insight of how a business works. And then I appeared for CAT again this year in 2023. There I was able to score decently this time. Got calls from all the major IIMs, and yeah, converted all of them except Ahmedabad. Looking forward to joining IIM Bangalore now.
So tell us about why you choose CAT, because you can do MBA through GRE or GMAT. Why you choose to prepare for CAT?
So my major motive was, I talked to my father about this. So he was very clear. He did not want me to shift abroad. Now the thing is that if you decide to go for an MBA from abroad, it is, even though it is a very good opportunity, and I would highly recommend for someone who is willing to do it. But then the thing with me was that if anybody goes for an MBA from abroad, then you are in some way bound to work there over like 4 or 5 years at least, so that you get back your the loan and stuff, and you have certain savings so that you could come back. So what happens is that gradually over the time we have seen people after going into US or like other places where they work for 4 or 5 years, they generally tend to settle over there. So that is something which we did not really want to do, and my father was very reluctant about it. So that is why coming to now India, the best opportunity you could get is through CAT itself. So that is why I went about going for it.
Tell us about when did you started your full-fledged serious preparation for CAT?
I started in May 2023.
And could you tell us what was the study material that you referred, or you took help from any coaching institute? Feel free to say the name of those coaching institutes.
So basically, this time, like when I was preparing, my parents were very much pushing me towards joining a coaching institute, because they felt if I didn't join, I may not be able to clear and stuff like that. So I joined iQuanta online batch.
Yeah.
So I prepared from there. However, I also used for VARC. I really liked VARC 1000 by Jijo. So career launcher faculty is, and it is a really good course. So VARC 1000 is something which I definitely recommend everyone. Apart from that, my major preparation happened through mocks. So course or anything helps you, but then gradually CAT is an exam which requires you to give a lot many mocks, and mocks are really important. So for mocks, there are few major players. I personally liked Career Launcher, IMS, CrackU. These three mocks are really good. And time is something which is kind of becoming irrelevant as of now. People may not really feel it is as good as it used to be. So time is something which you could try after you have tried these three. But then Career Launcher is most relevant. IMS is also really good. And CrackU has been a new player, and yet it is quite good. So these are the mocks I took. I gave around 110 mocks in my preparation. So like my major funda was clear: one mock, one analysis every day. So that is how I went about it.
I mean, that's great. I mean, huge number of mocks that you have taken actually. And tell us about you have given JEE Advance and CAT. So tell us about whether JEE Advance is tougher or the CAT one. and how these two exams are different actually.
Right. So that is, I would say, any aspirant would not be happy to know that if I say that advanced is difficult, or if advanced aspirant would not be happy if I say CAT is difficult. So it is a debatable question, but then again, both exams are in a way different in their own kind. So what I feel is that advanced or JEE advanced, they try to test your subject knowledge, and at the same time it is not really an exam which requires you to manage time as such. Rather, it is more focused on your knowledge, it is focused on your conceptual clarity, and it is too in depth. So I feel JEE advanced is still on a bit on the tougher side compared to CAT. But then when it comes to CAT, so CAT is in itself a different kind of exam which does not test actually your subject knowledge. It is pretty generic
Yeah.
aptitude exam. So it requires you to have a good time management skill. At the same time, you should be able to calm your nerves down during the exam. And then the sections are fixed, times are fixed. You have to learn the strategy of picking up the questions, picking up the sets. So both our exams are in itself a different sort of exams. However, if you ask me bluntly that which one is more difficult, I would still say JEE is tougher. So that is my take.
Yeah. How your daily routine of your preparation looks like.
So basically, I started from May 2023, mid May 2023. So my basic funda was to cover the syllabus in the coming 2 months. So May to July, I covered the syllabus. There, what I used to do was that I started with reading articles and A1 essays and stuff. I would solve 2 to 3, 4 RCs every day. I would solve 2, 3 LRDI sets. I would solve some 30, 40 quant questions. And I went about completing, like if I had some classes, online classes, I would do those. So basically, that was around 4, 5 hours of preparation every day. And so basically, it is like for 2 months, you tend to complete all the basic things. So in VARC, let's say if you have taken VARC 1000, complete the course. In DILR, let's say if you are following any specific material, let's say Elite's Grade ka YouTube channel, or maybe Aptitude Jab or I Contact a YouTube playlist. So complete that as well as previous year questions. And in quant, I would say complete previous year questions as well as syllabus for arithmetic, algebra, and geometry first, and then cover any coaching material. After that, you are all set. Now it's the time to move on to the mocks. So when it came to the mock preparation, that time my day looked like I would wake up, I would give a mock that would take 2 hours, and then I would analyze the previous mock that would take 3 to 4 hours, and then I would solve a few daily targets and daily practice problems that would be like 1 hour or so. So in and around 6 hours of preparation by the month of July. So that is how my day looked like.
Is it better to leave your job or prepare with the job? Because you are the guy who can answer these questions very much. In a while giving us an example that how you have tackled those questions when asked in the interview.
See, honestly, I feel CAT is not an exam which requires you to study like for like 8 to 10 hours like JEE and stuff. So basically, I feel CAT is something which requires you to learn time management and at the same time learn to adapt yourself. So for an exam like highly unpredictable, which can be highly, like nobody knows how the exam could be for anyone, irrespective of your preparation. So it's better to keep a backup. If possible, try to keep a job and try to prepare with your job. So that would really be beneficial for you because you would have a backup with you. And that is something which I would recommend to anyone. So in my case, I left my job because it was already October and I had just November to prepare, and that is why I left my job. However, if you are starting now, like in May, if you are already doing a job, I would recommend keep your job and try to prepare with it. And during November, take a month of break of 1 month. So according to me, keeping a job is a healthy thing. Like for example, even though I left my job, but when I was going for CAT in October only, I secured a job which was supposed to start in December. So I had a backup plan for me. So what happens here is that when you go with this mindset of nothing to lose, that even if things go south, I have something in my hand. So nothing to lose attitude works best for anyone. So that is why I recommend having a backup plan, because a backup plan would in a way help you in case things go south during the day. So yeah.
You have talked about that you have converted every single call that you got except IIM Ahmedabad. So
Right.
tell us about how those interviews were different and which one you find it like that was your favorite call, that okay, this interview went the best, and that this interview was like little bit challenging, or how that interview was different. So tell us about how those interviews were different actually.
So basically, every interview you give, it is a different kind of experience. I would say Ahmedabad was a very holistic interview. I really don't know the reason I was not selected, because my interview was okay. I mean, I felt it was decent even at Ahmedabad. But then, yeah, I mean, it's up up to them. So basically, I feel that every interview is kind of different. In Ahmedabad, it was a very holistic experience. So they asked me puzzles, they asked me situation-based question, they asked me around my hobbies as well as current affairs, about my gap year, why MBA, and everything. So it was like they covered almost everything. Now, when it comes to Bangalore, then Bangalore interview was the best interview for me. It went really good because it was basically just based on my work experience and some basic things. So it was completely around my work experience and technical questions out of it, and some future prospects of machine learning, AI, and stuff. So I liked Bangalore interview. It was pretty smooth for me. Calcutta interview in a way was a different, because what happened is that they picked up my transcript and they started finding out courses which did not have any they did not really have any connection to my job or my chemical engineering or anything. They picked up courses like linear algebra, then they picked up course like microeconomics, linguistics. So they started asking questions on those. However, I was able to tackle most of them, so it went okay. And then Kozhikode and Lucknow were like very smooth interview. They were more of an interaction and fun kind of interview. They asked me around my work ex, around my business experience and stuff. So again, FMS interview was a very short interview. They have an extempore and they ask like basic questions. So it was like a normal interview. SPJN interviews are group interviews. So initially, like in the first group interview round, they asked questions, technical questions related to my field. And in the second interview, it was a bit of a philosophical kind of interview wherein they went into tell us darkest thing about you and stuff like that. So I would say every interview gives you a different kind of flavor. So one enjoys the process itself, because I feel as a person you change during this process. You get to learn a lot, and that is how I feel. So yeah, I mean, every interview is one of a kind. So yeah.
Yeah. And tell us about, with that much of option, why did you choose I'm Bangalore? And tell us about what you want to get in these 2 years.
Right. So for me, choice was between. So some people say, so like, see, I was pretty clear from the day one. I manifested I am Bangalore only. I had certain inclination towards I am Bangalore. So the reason behind it was very simple. First of all, one of the major reasons was it was close to my family and friends. So I would get to relive those 2 years. I would get a break in my life. I would have some time for myself. So that was one of the major reasons. Apart from that, the location itself kind of excited me, because being in Bangalore, you are in the tech hub of the country. You get, even if you go out on a night in a bar, you get to meet like CEO and CFOs of different companies. So basically, that is one of the very much important things. And apart from that, if you see, so Bangalore, the kind of cohort that the Bangalore has to offer, it is like very rich in experience. So also, like when you go to IIM Bangalore, you would get to see people coming from different backgrounds who have experience in diverse fields. So getting and interacting with those people, making a network with those would be really helpful according to me. And if you see and compare other intangibles like weather, infrastructure, location and everything, then Bangalore comes out on top. So that was the major reason for me. FMS was never a choice, because the day I went for FMS interview, I felt like such a small campus would be in itself, I mean, depressing for me. So I really did not want to lose out on campus life. I wanted to enjoy that. And so I never really considered that to be like my first choice. Now coming between Bangalore and Calcutta, so I talked to a lot of people. So going into Calcutta would be a sure choice if you are someone who are pretty sure that you want to pursue finance. So that was not the case with me, that even though I want to pursue finance, but that is not like a hard criteria for me. So for me, it was like I want to keep my options open. I want to explore product management, consulting, and understand different avenues, so that by the time I am like 30 or 35, I am able to start something of my own. So that was my major goal. So that is why Bangalore came out on top, and I went about choosing Bangalore.
And congratulations to you that now you are in IIM Bangalore.
Thank you.
Tell us about, give us some advice, tips and tricks that you learned so far. Somebody wants to, start their preparation for CAT, or they want to know how to prepare for the interview rounds. What are the tips and tricks that you learned so far?
One of the very important advice that I would like to give is, so when I see a lot of people coming up with this query, hi, I am general, non-engineer, female, I have this and this profile. So what is the percentile that I should target? My simple answer to all those people is never really target anything below 100 percentile. I mean, it is quite achievable. People say it is not achievable, it is unrealistic, but then trust me, if you put in efforts, if you are dedicated enough, if you are really working hard, then it is quite achievable. So any profile you have, irrespective of where you belong from or what profile you have, what background you have, try to aim nothing below 100 and try to achieve it with full dedication. Another advice would be give as many mocks as
Yeah.
possible, because that is all about simulating the real exam like situation, and mocks are really important tools for that. Another thing is that never really consider mock scores by heart. They are just tools to make you ready. Do not really feel very demotivated with low mock scores, because they are bound to happen, and you should accept those and move on with, like, okay, in the next mock I would do good. So this is pertaining to CAT itself. For interview preparation, there are 5 major areas. Cover those. So one of them is your hobbies and interests. Another is your introduction, your HR questions about your city, your place. Then it is current affairs. Then it is academics, and then it is basic maths and the basic knowledge that one should have. So these are the 5 major areas that one needs to cover. Make an Excel sheet. Try to jot down the important things over there and keep a track of it. So and do not fret over interviews before CAT. It comes after CAT. 1 or 2 months of preparation is enough. So do not really worry about it. Now just focus on CAT. Try to score 100, and then when the interview calls come, then you have enough time for interview preparation also. So that would be my advice to everyone.
Yes, actually. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, but interview is very much important, but so is the CAT score actually. So
Right.
first try to focus on the CAT score, and if you get the good CAT score 99.9 something plus percentile, then you have a good chance of converting, and then
Right.
focus on your interview. And with that, I would like to thank you, Raunak, again for sharing your valuable experience with us. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop those questions into the comment. And please like, share, and subscribe to GIBS. See you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Jai Hind.
Bye, guys.